Morning. Today we are at the Rongo University Agriculture Project. We are here with Rongo University students who are taking agriculture. I'm your host Quinta Akoth. I'll be taking you through maize production. And here I am with
I'm Onyango. I will take you through beans plantation.
Stay tuned at Kishazi TV. Hello.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Akoth Wycliffe.
What is the suitable soil for growing maize?
Maize ni black cotton soil.
Why not loamy soil or sandy?
Sasa ina depend na fertility of the soil. Even loamy we can increase the fertility by adding organic manure.
So the best one is clay.
Ni clay soil because it well of fertile soil.
Okay, thank you.
Imebeba all the nutrients required for maize growing for high or high production.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Hi to you.
What's your name?
I'm Wellington Omondi.
What's the best suitable soil for growing maize?
The best suitable soil for growing maize, I think it's black cotton soil, that tends to be clay. To me, it's clay soil. Yeah, and if you see here, as we are here, this type of soil is loamy. We cannot say that loamy is not best for growing maize. Instead, it's also best only if not even only. It's best as long as we improved its fertility through adding organic nutrients such as organic manure. Like for now, you can see we have added organic manure into the maize plantation, and also it's good in aeration. If you compare loamy soil and clay during extreme weather condition, that's when now rainfall tends to be more, the loamy soil clay soil tends to clump together, and that reduces its aeration as compared to loamy soil, which even rainfall is high, it's well aerated. So that's also makes it suitable for growing maize, despite that clay soil is the one which is recognized by the maize plantation.
My name is Ronald Mboya.
Okay, what is the best suitable soil for growing maize?
The best suitable soil for growing maize, actually it is a clay soil. Of course, it's being said that it is a black cotton soil, which its holding capacity of water is good, and the way it performs, like bringing up the maize plant itself, it's good, and the fertility itself can be probably increased if we increase the amount of organic manure into it. The fertility itself will be growing up, and the produce itself will be high. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Afula Derek Walimbwa.
What's the suitable soil for growing maize?
Black cotton soil, because it has high water retention capacity. Two, it's more fertile compared to sand soil. And if you want to improve, you can apply organic manure so that you can improve nutrients so that you can have good production. That is all.
Thank you so much. So we have found that the best suitable soil for growing maize is clay soil, and here they have given many reasons for that. Can you briefly explain the process of maize planting?
Yes, process of maize planting, we start from first you take measurement the way you want to plant your maize. Now you use tape measure or you can use meter or a ruler. Sasa ina depend na the size of the farm. Now from here we use tape measuring. We measure the space of the land is 3 meter by 3. Means it is the area of the land is 9 meters square. Eh, After measuring the distance, then we do land clearing by using slasher or a pang. After then, we do, after land clearing, sasa we we do primary cultivation. Hiyo ni first one, then secondary, then tertiary. After then, we plant after tertiary cultivation. After planting the maize take 7 days, means 1 week to grow. Sasa it depends with types of variety. Eh. As from here, we use a variety of tembo maize.
Why tembo, not others?
Now we select tembo because the maturity period. Tembo take 2 months or 3 months to mature.
So like it take a shorter time to grow, to mature compared to other varieties.
Yes, it take a shorter time to grow. Ndio maana tuliselect maize.
Okay, thank you. Can you briefly explain the process of maize planting?
Maize planting. First of all, as it has been explained, nothing much I can add or I can say or I can exclude. But just on my point, maize plantation we first start by selecting the land, then we clear the land. That's called land clearance. Then after we do what is called primary cultivation. Primary cultivation is the first cultivation. We call it preliminary. So first cultivation is done. Then after a week, we do second cultivation. Why do we do primary cultivation? Then we take a bit long, such that we take all a week to do second cultivation. This primary cultivation, when we do it, it means that we expose
The
weeds and pests which were inside the soil to the sun, so that the scorching effect of the sun does away with them, so that even if we come back again for second cultivation, we find that the weeds which we already so exposed to sun has now scorched and they have now died. So secondary cultivation now give them room to be buried in the soil again, so that they rot and form new organic fertilizer or organic manure. Then after which we do what's called tertiary cultivation. This is now the third cultivation after secondary cultivation. Now tertiary cultivation allows aeration of the farm itself. This aeration improves the soil quality, soil texture, and the soil profile. Then from there, you can now decide when to plant, whether you want to plant the following day, 2 days after, or immediately after second or after tertiary cultivation. Then from the cultivation, from the after planting, we choose we do choose suitable spacing of maize plantation and variety. So here we used spacing of 30 centimeter, that is intraspacing. Then interspacing we used 60 centimeters. Why do we use 60 centimeters and 30 centimeters? Maize tends to have long leaves. So these 60 centimeters give them a margin that that each other leaves cannot clamp together, such that it leads to manifestation of pest or leads to transmission of pest from one maize plant to another. Yeah.
So at what stage do we apply manure or fertilizer?
Okay, that one also will depend. It depends with the temperature of temperature of the area itself. Like we can while planting, we applied DAP fertilizer, that is diammonium nitrate, phosphatamine.
So let me ask you, you mixed it together with seeds or you plant first, then you apply the fertilizer?
Okay, we just did it at the same time. To mean we placed manure, then after digging the planting holes, we placed manure. Then we bury it slightly so that it doesn't have that direct contact with the seed, because when we were planting, it was a sunny day, and if you saw if you see when the temperature tends to be hot, then the seedling comes into contact with the manure. Manure has got a burning effect, so that it can lead to failure of the germination. So we placed manure, we covered it slightly with the soil, then we placed that seedling, then we buried it. So DAP, for, DAP mostly we used in planting session. Then from there, after the seedlings are germinated, then they reach a certain point, we can say to the knee height, then we can now do what's called top dressing.
With which fertilizer?
So from there, we can use double superphosphate or single superphosphates. It also depends with the type of the soil. You know, like this one, yeah, we have loamy. Then if we used clay, then clay it's more of high water holding capacity. Then we have got some fertilizers which draws away or they consume that water if water tends to be more in the farm. And you know very well that with water also tends to be more in the farm, it also leads to scorching effect of the plants. Like it leads to late blight or leaf blight, or the leaf itself shall start now turning yellowish in color. So fertilizer which is used in top dressing also it depends on the type of the soil. So like here now in loamy, we use single superphosphate, that is calcium ammonium nitrate. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So maize planting.
Okay, process of maize planting. First of all, after choosing the best soil or the best area for planting your crop of maize, actually we do something called primary cultivation. Primary cultivation, the details is just slashing out the ground, preparing the ground itself for for the cultivation. So, by doing this primary practice cultivation, you remove uh, the trees, you clear the ground, you clear the bushes around that were there, so that the soil can remain to be very clean. The ground can remain to be very clean, so that it can be able to be ready for the cultivation of the crop. Now, the importance of doing this primary cultivation, number one, is to aerate the soil. Uh, Aerating the soil will improve the soil moisture, and will also improve the water holding capacity of the soil. Number two, it will help in so the supplication of the water into the soil, because by doing this, when the rain comes, the water will be able to move softly through the soil through doing this. Another thing that we do there after the secondary cultivation, whereby you turn up the soil. After turning up the soil, for more aeration of the soil, and by doing this, we also have we have to apply some techniques, like by turning it up, you remove the some weeds that you remove outside. So this one will help us more also to the supplication of water into that soil too. And in tertiary cultivation, that is after the secondary cultivation, tertiary is just to find the fine tilth for that crop, because crops like maize need a fine tilth. There's some tilth that are heavy that you can't just put maize inside it. It will cause some damage for that maize. So by doing this, The fine tilt will enable the maize to grow very fast, and will be enable to the water to clot in, or to supply into the soil in a very good way. And when planting, after doing this tertiary cultivation, we are now ready. The land is ready for plantation. So we take the suitable or the appropriate plant, appropriate species of the maize to be planted in that soil, because we find that there's some soil that if you plant a different species of crop of maize, they won't be able to grow very well. So you find the suitable maize or species of maize to be planted on that soil.
So the species of the crop to be planted, it depends with the type of soil. That's
Yeah,
what you mean.
yeah. It depends with the type of soil that you use. And another thing is that while doing this, the species itself must be of a good. No, like the soil itself. You might plant another species that is not good for that soil. Then it take long for the maturity. The maturity period will take long. So you just for good agriculture farmer, you determine the soil. That's why we are doing soil sampling. And after determining the soil, you bring the right species of plant or crop to be planted in that soil. So after planting, while planting, we use a DAP fertilizer when planting. Thereafter, you wait for a week for the growing up of the crop. After growing up of the crop, we do something called weeding. This is where we remove the unwanted plants from our farm. And because of this, because we planted maize, we do not want another. Like for example, if you planted maize and you expected maize to grow in that farm, and you have found yourself to have some one or two beans inside it. To be as a good farmer, you have to remove it, because your 100 expectation was maize. So you remove the beans outside.
So that is considered as a weed.
Yeah, it is considered as a weed because it is an unwanted plant from that farm. So when doing this, weeding will help the crops or the maize itself from not in touch with the pests. So when the weeds are there, weeds are part of, they bring more pests into the crops. So by doing weeding, you will find out that the crops will be good, and there's no pest that will come into them. So after weeding, now we are waiting for the maturity of the crop. And before the maturity, we can use uh, what is it called? Okay, we can use some manure, the super what? Super phosphate ama diphosphate to do something called top dressing, actually, to do top dressing. So by doing that top dressing, will help the crop itself to grow up in a very good way. And after growing up in good way, so wait for the maturity and the outcome of the project that we are having.
So if I may ask, which one is the best manure to use, the organic one or inorganic one?
Okay, the best manure to use is the organic one. In the process of the plants growing, the plant growth, you can use the organic manure, because organic manure, it has more nutrients than inorganic. Because for example, if you go to the cow dung, it contains a lot of nutrients in it that can help the plant, and also it takes a lot of periods of time to hold that, to be in that soil. Yeah, the way my brother said.
Okay. What are some of the challenges you are facing, you as a student taking agriculture and also in the maize production field?
It as a student, challenges we are facing, we don't have like some enough money or income for purchasing DAP fertilizer for planting. Then another challenges was amount of rainfall. The amount of rainfall was low. Now we need some seed not to germinate. Eh,
Okay, thank you. What are some of the challenges you are facing in the field of maize production?
Okay, in the field here, I can say just from the word go as we started, we were faced by a lot of dry spell, which caused many seedlings not to germinate. And thereafter, we did what's called gapping. When seed fail to germinate, we do what's called gapping. That's gapping, it's replacing or planting the seed again where we planted before, but it failed to germinate. That's what we refer to as gapping. So gapping itself also, that's also a challenge as a farmer because it's now an expectation of the farmer. You know, if you do something, then you expect it, then you come with a negative outcome. That now becomes a challenge. Again, another challenge is also transportation of fertilizer or manure to the farm. You know, as from now, we use organic fertilizer. That's cow dung. Organic fertilizer, we say that it's bulky and also cost to transport to the farm. And as a farmer now or agricultural student or agricultural student, transporting this manure to the farm tend to be costly because the amount of income which we are having or which we have is not there. So it will force you that just to use manpower instead of any other power to transport that organic manure to the farm. Again, as earlier I said that we did what is called gapping. Gapping is we replaced we planted some seeds where seeds failed to germinate. And for these seeds to germinate, there must be warmth. That warmth we talk of temperature. Then there must be rainfall, that's water. Then there also must be presence of oxygen. All this, all of them doesn't mean that if you have all of them, it doesn't mean that the seed shall germinate into seedlings. But there's somehow which there's somehow in which if one of them tends to be high, then can also lead to failure of germination. Like for now, we did what's called gapping. Now, the amount of rainfall tends to be now many or high. This, if the now rainfall tend to be high, it will now lead to rotting of the seedling in the soil. To me, that also becomes a challenge because it leads the seedling to rot in the soil, and therefore leading them not to germinate, and then interrupting the expected expected PP is expected plant population. Yeah.
Are you faced with pests or any diseases affecting maize?
Yeah, of course. Like for now, for instance, you can see some of other farms here have now been faced by pests and pathogens like the one which is now being weeded there. It was recently affected by, we can say, maybe a cow, a sheep, or a goat, because there are some seedlings there which are now which are cut off. So that's also becomes a challenge, and pest also. So pest, we do away with them when by doing what's called pest manifestation or pest management, like weeding, applying of chemicals, and also proper maintaining of the farm. That is called practicing field hygiene. Yeah.
You are facing in the field of maize production.
Okay, in the field of maize production, like in this season, we have faced the challenge of no rain because after doing the primary cultivation, we expected the rain to come and uh, rain up into our farm, but the rain itself not disappointed us. Actually, when we did the tertiary cultivation, I planted my crop as I was expecting the rain to come to rain down, but it won't rain. So this one caused the plants themselves not to grow in the right way, and I expected 100% germination, and I expected the population of the plant population to be high, and that one was not. I did not see that. So another thing that we are facing here is the pests and diseases, and like for example the pathogens that are attacking our crops. Like there's a plot there which was attacked by, we say, the pathogen. I don't know it. We actually don't know what attacked, but we know it's a pathogen because we can see the footsteps, and even the crop themselves, how they have been cut off. So these are the effects that we are really facing in we as farmers, and we are somehow going through a lot because we are expecting good things and we are doing much so that we get high quality or high quantity of the produce, yet the effects are very many. Another thing that we are facing through this is that, like for example, the organic manure, we are supplying them from a distance, and they are, as you know, that organic manures are bulky. So sometimes as a high, I don't have money for checking even a boda boda or a tractor to bring them from the site where they are. So it takes it takes me a lot of time to go for them and come back so that I can apply them in my farm. So this takes a lot of energy, and it needs a lot of money for me to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Can you briefly explain the process of harvesting maize?
Yes, harvesting maize, we start by stocking. Stocking simply means you cut them and then you place it in different position.
Or if I may ask, how will you know that your maize is ready for harvesting first before we go to harvesting process?
Now, when you want to know your maize is ready for harvesting, first you will see signs and symptoms. Signs like you will see of the whole parts of the crop dried in the farm. Not one, but they will turn, sometimes the leaves will turn dried. Eh, then you will start cutting them for harvesting, where they will dry in the farm. After drying, you will do threshing. You separate them from the stalk of the maize, then you transport them to where you want to the store. After when they have dried, you will separate them from the maize chaff. Then you stock them in gunia or in a certain in a sack. Eh,
Okay, thank you. Can you briefly explain the process of harvesting maize?
Okay, maize harvesting process starts in the farm where you now see when to say that the maize has now matured. There we do use a lot of signs. First, as a maize, you will see that it's now being attacked by weaver bats. That will now be an indication that the now maize is now becoming ready. Again, if such doesn't happen, then the leaf or the plant itself shall now start turning yellowish or brownish in color, and then after a short while it will now dry up the whole plant. That is an indication, or actually indication, that the maize now has now done what, is now ready for harvesting. Then from there you will do what's called stocking. Stocking simply means that we cut down the plant, then we stock them somewhere. we are waiting for threshing. Threshing is simply means that removing the maize itself from that husk, and therefore we transport it home. Where after transporting them to home, we now do what's called trellising. Trellising is a practice which means that separating the maize itself, the maize from the maize cob, or the grain from the maize cob. Then from there we select we do what's called seed selection. Yeah, seed selection means that we select now the wanted from the unwanted, like such that when we have now the rotten maize crops and the one which are clean, so we separate them so that we have got maize which are clean and the unwanted parts. These rotten ones, it doesn't mean that they are now unwanted, but they can also use as another object for feeding maybe chicken or cows through processing, after processing. Then from there, for us to store this maize, we cannot just store maize. We cannot just remove the maize from the farm, we thresh it, then we store it. That one will cause what is called dumping. Dumping comes when now it's got some water content in it. To mean we shall have to dry it so that we drain the water content in it, so that we stock it, so that we store it. Then again, after drying it.
So, Lilia, how will you know that your crop is dry enough to be stored?
Okay, like for maize, it will now be dried if there are enough sunny spell, that is enough sun. It will be dried for about 5 to 7 days, and from there we'll now identify that this is now a dried maize, and this is now maize that has not been dried. Even if you now test by yourself, you take a little bit in your hand, maybe a handful, then you fall like this way, then you will get the sound itself. The sound which the dried maize will produce, and the sound which the undried maize will produce is different. And then from then, if you also take maybe another one, if you take another maize sampling that to test whether the maize now dried up, is process of you can just take one and you bite, it will be hard to bite. And
so what of those seasons that when there is no sunny, like during the rainy season,
like,
how will you dry your crops if you find yourself in such situation?
Okay, during rainy season, when now the sun is not there at all, we have to have a clean crop materials or clean seed materials. So this one, it will simply force us now to get somewhere to spread them in an open environment, not to store them in a fully sacked, maybe in a sack, because this will lead them to dumping. And dumping also lowers the quality of the seeds, of the crop or the produce. Okay. So from there, after the seeds is dried up, we do what's called crop treatment. We treat them with certain chemicals to avoid pest manifestation or pest attack, like weevils and other pests. Yeah.
Okay, then they are now ready to be stored.
And then from there, they are now ready to be stored. Or if you want to sell, if you tell me that you are a large scale farmer, you can now do order and sell them to the market.
Okay. Here is Onyango Emily, an agricultural officer from Kishazi TV. Here meeting some students in Rongo University taking agriculture. And we would like to know what you are doing. And you'll start by your name.
Okay, my name is Ryan Giggs,
Yes.
a student from Rongo University. Yeah, taking biology agriculture as a course. So here we are doing a project, and as you can see, we planted rose cocoa. This is a rose cocoa beans. Yeah.
So now we are seeing you planted beans, and some of us out there we would like to know some of the preparation you are doing. because some of us, we are having some bare lands there, we don't know what to do on them. So can you tell us some of the land preparation on beans planting?
Okay, first of all, you must choose the land where you are going to plant your beans. So first of all, we discovered the land. Thereafter, we went to the land preparation, where we first of all we cleared the land using a slasher. Thereafter, it was followed by primary cultivation, whereby we used a jembe. Yeah, you use a jembe to remove the like so trusses which remains in the soil after slashing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And which is the soil type which is suitable for beans plantation?
Oh, type of soil you can. Okay, I think the suitable soil is loam soil. Yeah, loam soil is the one which is suitable for beans. Yeah.
Okay, and starting from there, why did you only choose to plant beans rather than maize, millet, all those?
Oh, on my side, the reason why I decided to choose beans, no, I first of all I was looking at the conditions necessary for beans. So in this area, I saw like there's plenty water, so that's why I decided to choose beans, being that the soil is also suitable for beans, being that it is loam soil. So I just decided to plant beans, being that beans, I think sinaona imefanya vizuri. Yeah.
And what are you looking or what are you considering on beans when choosing a beans for planting?
Oh, like factors to consider before planting a beans.
Yeah.
So first of all, you must choose a suitable seed. Like huwezi chukua seed yenye imeharibika. Yeah, so you just choose a certified seed. Yeah, that will enable you to have a quality and a quantity product after all.
Okay, thank you. We are also having some of the students here. Hello,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good.
Here we are on beans plantation. Can you tell us some of the methods we are using on beans plantation? Methods of planting.
The methods of planting, it's using rows by calculating the expected plant population by measuring the land so that you can get the required plant population. Then we decided to use rows in planting.
Okay, and the procedure of planting, because me one day I just go in the virgin land, I just make some holes and plant beans and they didn't make it.
Procedure of planting,
Yeah.
like you start by making some holes, and in planting we usually use fertilizer, DAP fertilizer. So after make some holes, we put some DAP fertilizer, then we put some our seeds which are satisfied, then we cover with the soil, but don't bury them into the soil, so that maybe if you bury them deep, they cannot manage to germinate well.
Okay, and you as a beans farmer, let's say so, what are some of the maintenance you're taking to make sure that your beans zimemea vizuri?
Maintenance.
Yeah.
To some extent, we might not expect a rain those seasons, that time that we have planted. So we came up with a solution of watering them before they have germinated. Yeah.
Okay, and things which have disadvantage also have advantages. What are some advantages which made you to plant only beans but not maize?
Advantages that beans have are of a wide range. First, they are leguminous, so they will add soil they will add nutrients to the soil. Yeah.
Yeah.
By fixing the nitrogen into the soil, since they are leguminous.
Okay, and you as a farmer, what are you aiming? Being that you planted beans, what are you aiming at?
I'm aiming at good produce and to ensure that my project succeeds well. Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you are doing to make your beans grow well and you have a higher yield?
Uh, by having good yields, we should do some maintenance by weeding, controlling pests, and maybe diseases that may affect them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And we are having the last student here taking agriculture. How are you?
I'm fine.
And what's your name?
My name's Amos Ngetich.
I was going to teach.
Yeah.
Why did you take agriculture as your course? Being that we have some other courses like education, yeah.
The thing,
Mm-hmm.
I've taken the agriculture as a course
Yeah.
because it is can bring some income to my wallet,
Okay.
I think.
Okay, and there are some challenges you are passing through. You can tell us some of the challenges.
Some of the challenges maybe whether imekuwa OTV, that irrigation, the irrigation I must do. That is the first challenges, and second challenges, the pest control. In that maybe sina hiyo pesa kununua hiyo pest hiyo chemicals, itakuwa imeni affect kidogo in terms of income.
Okay.
Yes.
And you as an agricultural student, how can you advise some farmers out there which don't want to plant these beans because maybe ni ngumu kupanda? How can you advise them?
Kitu yenye naambia ni kukaribia watu wa agriculture kama sisi, tutufunze kidogo kidogo. I think watapata hiyo ufahamu kidogo ya agriculture.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We are back here. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And what's your name?
My name is Robert Yonge.
Okay, and I would like to know why you choose to plant only beans rather than maize. We have soya, all those.
We have planted the beans on the other side actually, not only beans here.
Yeah.
We have beans here on the other side, we have bees and the cowpeas on the other side.
And what I'm asking is, why did you choose only to plant beans rather than maize or soya?
Beans, it requires it does facilities and this is to handle.
Okay. And some of the challenges you are passing through.
They include pests and diseases. The soil is responsible for the crops to grow and other challenges.
Okay. What are you doing to make sure that there is no challenges?
I'm trying my best to apply organic manure that may prevent some pests from attacking my crops, and also digging deeply to ensure I'm leaving the weeds available.
And can you tell us some of the procedure on how beans are being harvested?
Beans, after around 7 months, you just uproot. After uprooting, take it to the store, and after that, you find the need trash. You trash. After trashing, then you may stock
And what is your aim as an agriculture student? Because even if I planted maize, I have an aim of I'll get more profit than I use. Yeah. What is your aim as a agricultural student?
My aim is to own a large piece of land in the future, and it's sort of to be able to make my own money because of depending on the government.
Okay. Thank you. And what are some of the advantages which make you have passion in taking a JED?
AJED.
Yeah.
AJED is a good course. It's a 2-in-1 course. I can be a teacher. At the same time, I can be a veterinary. I can have my own agrovet. And actually, I can be an extension officer.
Okay. And how can you advise some of us out there which are saying, mimi hata siwezi kuwa mkulima. It's very hard. How can you advise them?
I can only be a role model by being a rich person in future so that they can copy from me.
Okay. And something you can add?
I have nothing to add, but I say thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you too. Hello, something you can add on top of all those?
What I can add, I will just encourage. Like I can just encourage those who are outside there. You can see beans doesn't require much. Like it is less expensive to purchase the seeds and also to maintain. So I will just encourage you to plant beans. Yeah. Especially the rose cocoa. This was a rose cocoa. Yeah.
Okay, and some advice from you to the people out there. Ama kwa wewe unasema agriculture is better than education. That's why you choose this agriculture and leave education. What is your pleasure in this?
Actually, agriculture is the best, as I think. But I'll advise most of the people to practice not only in large scale, but in even small scale farming, so that they can benefit from agriculture. But let them also be determined on what they are doing, so that they can able to sustain their lives, because not all of us that we can pursue this course and be farmers. Some others have got other careers to undergo. Yeah.
And a word of encouragement from you.
Okay, my encouragement to some of you people outside there is mjaribu hata kidogo, uniruhusu nitumie Kiswahili kidogo. Sawa. Kitu yenye naambia watu wenye wako huko nje wajaribu kuanza kidogo kidogo hivi, wapande watu copy the way we are doing things kwa hapa. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. My name is Emily Onyango, which I took you through agricultural show in beans plantation, and we've learned a lot.
Watazamaji, mnavyoona huku tumekuwa kwenye chuo kikuu cha Rongo University kuangalia ambavyo wanafunzi ambao wanafanya ukulima wanavyoendeleza ukulima huku Rongo. Mnavyoona haya mahindi ambayo tumekuwa tukiongelelea yamemaliza karibu wiki 3, na mnayaona jinsi ambavyo yako sawa, na pia wanajituma kabisa ili kukuza ukulima. Na pia kwa wale ambao uko humo nje ambao wanasema kwamba ukulima ni gumu, mnaweza jiunga kwenye vituo vikuu vya ukulima like agricultural extensions. Wanaweza wafunza jinsi kabisa ya kufanya ukulima ili kukuza ukulima kwenye nchi yetu. Ukulima ni kitu ambacho kinaweza fanya binadamu kuwa matajiri kwenye nchi yetu na pia kuendeleza nchi yetu. Mnavyoona pia tumefanya sehemu za maharagwe, kuna soya. Pia mnaweza jifunza kupanda pia mimea mingi pia kule, jinsi ya kumaintain mashamba zenu.
Na pia kama mna maswali mengi mnaweza jitoza kwenye vipindi mbalimbali ili mjue jinsi ya kuendeleza ukulima. Nikimalizia, tunapatana kule kila siku ya Jumanne saa 5 hadi saa 6. Mimi hapa ni Immaculate Kemuto Migiro kutoka kwenye Kishazi TV. Mfollow, share and subscribe. Asanteni.
Thank you very much guys for your time. I'll be with you every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Same time, same place. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like Kishazi TV. I'm your host Quinta Akoth.